Alright guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice LEGO Star Wars review. Today we've got the brand new Dark Falcon set 75389 with 1,579 pieces retailing for $179.99. Now this set is going to be based off of the upcoming Rebuild the Galaxy. I think it's a movie, it could be a show, I'm not too sure yet. That's coming out this August. As we can see here, it looks like it's supposed to be from Tatooine. We got all the minifigures down here in the bottom right. Otherwise, it's pretty basic box art. This set is very similar to the 2019 Millennium Falcon, as we will see going through this. For the back of this box art, it looks like a scene right from the trailer with the palm trees and the building scenery around it. Again, kind of looks like Tatooine, but it's kind of hard to tell. We don't really know too much about this Rebuild the Galaxy movie. Besides that, pretty much everything is backwards. So as we'll see, all the good guys are kind of now bad guy themed, and all the bad guys are kind of good guy themed now, for the most part. And this looks like it's supposed to be possibly a Mos Eisley or something from Tatooine that we see on New Hope, but a little bit different with a darker twist. That's just kind of my opinion on it. Otherwise, not much else is shown here besides some play features and functions. The first minifigure we're going to be going over is Beach Luke Skywalker. Otherwise, I like to call him Hippie Luke Skywalker. This looks like one of the characters out of the Big Lebowski. He's got the cool sunglasses. Looks like just pretty much a Hawaiian shirt, open-chested, which is pretty funny. He even has a little necklace. It's a little nod to Anakin Skywalker's necklace that he gives Padme. We can see that Luke's now wearing it. But there's also Old Man Luke, which is interesting. Otherwise, this is one of the weird characters that seems to still be a good guy, even though he was a good guy originally. Like I said, most of the bad guys are now good guys, and the good guys are bad guys. From the looks of it, this still looks like to be a good guy. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. We don't know too much else about it. The other thing he does come with is a blue milk, which is pretty fun. If we turn him here on the back, he comes with a little bit of back art, just again, more of that Hawaiian shirt. And then he also does come with a double-sided face, one without the sunglasses if you prefer that. Overall, a pretty fun character, but there's not much to go off of with this one, so I guess it's just a wait and see to see if it's accurate, see if it's fun or not in the movie or show, but in a minifigure Lego form, fun character. The next minifigure we get is probably the last good guy, is Lightside Darth Vader, Jedi Vader. This one looks really cool. I guess the only missing part of this is this looks like to be based off of the Hot Toys Jedi Vader. And in that one, his eyes on his helmet are blue, like a light shaded blue. It would have been really cool if we got that on this, but otherwise, I love this minifigure. As I'll show in a second, the arm printing is amazing. The whole body and torso and leg printing is really fun. It's pretty much Darth Vader in the new age with all the great printing, but just with a cool white twist instead of dark black and gray. Like I said, we'll show the arm printing off. It comes with that nice gray metallic shoulder pad and just some good detailing on the arm in general. And underneath the helmet, he's pretty much the same, but without the scarring. Just cool, I guess, to get a fun minifigure that I don't think fans were really expecting, but no one's complaining about this. A really cool idea brought to life by Lego. The next minifigure we have is, I'm pretty sure, a bad guy, quote unquote, but possibly could be a good guy. It is Bounty Hunter C-3PO. He comes with a black arm, so that's really cool. But then the leg looks like it's supposed to be that dual molded gray leg because it has some gray printing on it. But as you can see, it's not dual molded, it's just the gray printing, which is weird and obscure because they've done the gray dual molded leg multiple times now in the recent past. He does come with the red eyes, so those are printed red, which is, again, disappointing that we couldn't get the blue eyes on Vader, but nonetheless, it's nice that they did it for C-3PO. Otherwise, this is really no different than any other C-3PO. The printing is pretty much all the same all around. We can see on the back, it's the same printing as pretty much any other C-3PO. With just a little bit of a darker tone. And the arm printing is pretty much the same on both sides except for the golden gray, the black and red on the other arm. Overall, a relatively fun minifigure, nothing too crazy about this one. Again, not really known much about this one. New concept in general, I'd say, but a fun minifigure to have nonetheless. Then we have Dark Side Ray or Darth Ray. This is a minifigure that I've seen a lot of customs made of. In the sequel trilogy, we see Ray have some like nightmares and flashbacks if she was a Sith, and this is pretty much directly from that. This looks exactly like that. I think the only difference being from this and other customs is it has those new Lego Sith eyes where there's no pupils, and it's got the new hood as well. And unfortunately, I'm not really a fan of either. I don't like when they don't have pupils in the eyes, and I don't like the new open hood. Both are personal preferences. I know some fans prefer both, but either way, I don't like either. Uh, Overall, a relatively plain minifigure. There is no hairpiece included for this one. She comes with just the hood, and then as you can see in the torso, there's really no printing. Kind of a belt on there, and then a little bit of a V to show her, I guess, her skin tone. Otherwise, very plain. She does come with a lightsaber. As you can see, it is a dual lightsaber. It's not double-sided, but dual. This is again something we see from the sequels and the flashbacks, and I see it a lot in the custom. So it's cool to actually have a version made by Lego now instead of all the customs. If we go ahead and turn her around, she does not come with any back printing. It's just black on the back, so I'm not going to show that off. She does come with a nice cape, and then she also does have a double-sided face, a little bit more of an angrier, angstier emotion to her. So that is nice as well for a plain minifigure. Overall, fun minifigure. Probably the most plain as in printing and accessories out of all the other minifigures in this set. But it is a cool one to finally get. Like I said, I've seen quite a few customs of this minifigure. We've seen this character in actual canon and lore in the sequel trilogy. So it's nice to get it in Lego form and get more content on this character in the upcoming Rebuild the Galaxy. Then we have Darth Dev. This one is obviously a original from Rebuild the Galaxy. I'm not familiar with this character in any sense, but we'll just go over it real quickly. It's got some nice printing on the torso and legs. Relatively basic, looks like just kind of like Sith armor. Comes with a nice hairpiece, a one-sided lightsaber. Really just kind of plain in general for a Sith. Who knows really anything about this character until we see that Rebuild the Galaxy. Not a bad character by any means, but really nothing to die over, I'd say. And then on the back here, we can see it does come with a double-sided face as well. Another emotion to kind of display. And then it does have just a little bit of texturing on the back torso. So overall, a fun minifigure, but it's kind of hard to give a strong opinion about this character when you don't really know anything about it. I will say I like the printing. Like I said, it's kind of like a Sith armor, and I always prefer the Sith armor prints than the Sith robe prints. I think it's just cooler and there's more details and texture to it. But overall, just a simple character that we don't really know too much about yet. And last but certainly not least, we get the unexpected Darth Jar Jar. This is a character that's been a meme forever in the Star Wars community. It's really cool to see that Lego kind of runs into that joke and builds on it. Really nothing unique about the Jar Jar mold. It's pretty similar to the Jar Jar molds we've had in the past. I was hoping for either yellow or red eyes. I don't think it comes with either of that. It does come with a darker print in general, so maybe it's just a bad print to kind of differentiate. But overall, a fun minifigure. Kind of comes with similar printing to Darth Dev with like a Sith armor print to it. There's no leg printing, a little bit of torso printing, and then it comes with this thing that we see in the trailer. Then I don't know what to call it other than the Star Wars Tesseract. It looks like it has a pretty big impact in the movie or show, but I don't really know what it is. So for the time being, I just call it the Star Wars Tesseract. It's obviously got a big deal in the movie or show because we see it pop up a couple times. And then he does come with a double-sided lightsaber, which is really fun and cool. Just a little bit of back printing, not much else to it. Again, a little bit more of armor and detailing just to kind of show off the Sith armor. Overall, really fun minifigure. Honestly, not crazy unique by any means, but it is cool to get a actual in-person Darth Jar Jar if that's what it is officially sold as. So it's cool to finally get something like that. But not, by no means is this a super unique minifigure. But really cool to finally get. And finally, we come to the main build, the main point of the set, the Dark Falcon. Like I said, this really isn't much different than the 2019 Millennium Falcon. Pretty much the only differences are Easter eggs, really. As we'll get inside of the interior, you'll see a couple differences, but the build and structure was almost identical. There's only one difference that I saw, and I'll point out when I open up the Millennium Falcon. But as you can see, pretty much everything on top here is the same, just a darker tone to it. But it's a really good Millennium Falcon for a playset. By no means is this a downgrade or a disappointment. I wasn't really hoping for any kind of upgrade. This is a great set. $180 honestly seems like it's worth it for today's day and age in Lego market and the size of the set. It's a fun set. I enjoyed building it. I think it's worth that $180. We can show here right in the front, like the other Millennium Falcon, it does open up the same. You just kind of pull it off. It sticks on with those studs right there. So that's the same. It has a turret. That's the same. We saw this in the pictures from the get-go. Instead of having just like a normal dish like the Millennium Falcon, it's got like a Death Star, I assume. I mean, I can't really tell you for sure without seeing it in action in the movie or show. But it looks like it's supposed to be like a Death Star laser instead of just a normal dish. And this centerpiece does open up just like the other Millennium Falcon as well. And you can open it and put a character on either side. Again, very similar to that 2019 Millennium Falcon. And then the cockpit, same thing. You just pull it off. It's held on by a couple of studs there. You can see it just sticks right on there. And then you can kind of fit two figures. I think it's really only supposed to be one, but I managed to fit two in the 2019 version. So as you can see there, I did manage to position them there correctly. It's a little bit of a tussle and hustle to get them all in there, but you can get two in there just like the 2019, even with the molded Jar Jar Binks head and all of that. I don't really think it's intended for that, but you can definitely make it work, especially for display reasons, which is nice. Just like the 2019 Millennium Falcon, the spring-loaded shooters are in the exact same place and are interacted in the same way. You just push down in this hole and it fires out. So it's the same exact play function. Nothing needed to be new done with that. If we open up here, it's pretty much the exact same with a little bit of a new addition. It has like a throne here and then the control panels here. I don't know if that's supposed to be like another form of cockpit or it's just a display model for Jar Jar to sit on. Either way is really cool. And pretty much all of this is the exact same as we see. It does have a little bit of a holder for an extra spring-loaded missile that's intended to go there, at least from the pictures, as you can see. If we go ahead and open up, just like the other Millennium Falcon, you just kind of pull it open. They kind of fit in there snugly. They have a little bit of these corners to kind of hold them in place, but they really don't hold on there by themselves all that well. One of the Easter eggs I was talking about is it got a little bit of a prison there. You can put Vader in, so that's a cool new addition to this. I like that. I think this is supposed to be like the hyperdrive or the engine or something like that. It looks like to be some sort of important part of the ship. And then we have a couple of these Star Wars tesseracts. I don't know, again, what the point of these are, but they're obviously important in the movie and show. Go ahead, open this chest here. You can see it has another one in there, and there's three of them surrounding it. So I don't really know the point of these, but they obviously have some sort of importance in the movie / show. Now we have these other Easter egg, the chessboard, chess table, whatever it is that is usually there, is now replaced with a gaming system that's playing whatever that would be on that holo table, now in a video game version, which is really fun and cool. You can see it sits on there real nicely. He's playing a video game. A cool addition to it. It's a fun Easter egg, but as you can see overall with the interior in general, it's really not that different. It's just a couple new Easter eggs. It's got the beds in the same place, and where that holo table would be is now a holo table video game system. There's really not a whole lot of new stuff in general. In fact, where that chest is, there was a couple other chests in the 2019 version of the Millennium Falcon. So it's very similar to that 2019 version. And as we can see here in the bottom, it's pretty much the exact same as well. It's got these little stands built with some kinetic pieces. And then it's also got that bottom turret. Like I said, if you open up the top, it's got like a double-sided seat, so you can kind of envision your two pilots in there handling the two different guns like they do in the Millennium Falcon. But nothing different here on the bottom either. And if we go ahead, just kind of rotate around the back piece of it, it's pretty much the exact tiling and just build techniques as the 2019 version. The only difference really being is that engine booster part is red instead of blue now. And again, just a darker tone in general, where they would use like gray and light gray pieces is now black and gray, just to kind of give it that darker texture and feeling. But overall, not much different than that 2019 version. Just real quick to kind of compare, instead of making a whole video about it, which we should, but honestly, we're not going to. It's very similar to that 2019. If you look here, it's similar in size and style. If we open up on both, you can see there's some things that are similar and different. I think I misspoke and said the beds were in the same place. They're obviously not, but we can see here things in general are just similar. So overall, it's not bad, but if you want just a plain Millennium Falcon, it's not much different than the Dark Millennium Falcon. It's kind of unfortunate that the other one's going to be retiring soon, so you really only have one option. But for the time being, it is a cool option to have, because I doubt we'll get anything like this anytime soon, or if ever again. All right, so now we come to the end of this review, and overall, this is a really fun set. I'm glad we're getting a Rebuild the Galaxy project, because we're getting a lot of cool fan favorite ideas, inside jokes with the Lego Star Wars community, and Star Wars community like Darth Jar Jar come to life in Lego Star Wars form. And I don't think we'd be getting that pretty much in any other world besides if we got a Rebuild the Galaxy project. So for that, I'm happy. Overall, I really like this set. Like I said, it's $180, so it's $10 more than its predecessor in 2019, which honestly, in Lego Star Wars marketing, that's really not that big of an increase. I mean, we've seen some sets like Jedi Starfighters increase $10, and those are just $20, $30. So when you get to the hundreds and 150s, that's not that bad of an increase all in all. I don't think it's worth way more than $170, but like I said, beggars can't be choosers, and it's still cool that we get all of this stuff in general. So if you're a fan of Lego Star Wars, this is a must grab. And honestly, I don't see this going on sale very often, but if it does, definitely do grab it. But if just in case it never does, I do recommend picking this up. I'm going to be giving this an 8 out of 10. I really enjoy this set. It's a fun fan favorite set with a lot of fan favorite characters. And like I said, I'm glad Lego is doing this Rebuild the Galaxy project, because it's bringing some really cool ideas to life for us. So with that, let us know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys are excited for the Rebuild the Galaxy project, if you guys are excited for this set. And with that, we hope you guys did enjoy this, and we'll see you guys in the next one.